AITA for refusing to apologize to my parents' poly partner? My 16F parents, 36 each, became poly 4 years ago. They came to me and explained what it meant to be that. They've been dating the same person, Madison, 27F, for the past 3 years, and she moved in with us 2 years ago. She's overall an okayish person, but she's very much into being some kind of cool mom, which she will never be for me. My parents' relationship with Madison is very serious. Both of my families know her, and while not everyone accepts her as a real part of their marriage, they're okay with her too. For me, she's more like a roommate my parents love rather than a parent figure or someone I have to listen. My dad's is okay with her trying to discipline me, but my mom is not. Well, 2 days ago my boyfriend walked me home and I invited him to have a piece of cake since my mom's birthday was the day before and he couldn't come. He said yes and we went inside, and that's honestly everything we did. Madison came an hour after and we were still in the kitchen, eating and watching TikToks together. I had my head on his shoulder and we were just chilling. She saw us and began to act very weird. She said hi and drank a glass of water. But after 10 minutes she just stood there pretending to watch her phone. But it was pretty obvious she was watching us. My boyfriend felt uncomfortable and he said his goodbyes. When Madison and I were left alone, she approached me saying it wasn't okay for me being alone with a boy at 16 and that she would appreciate I don't do it again. I was honestly shocked. My parents know my boyfriend pretty well, and more than that, they know me. And I would never betray their trust by doing something I'm not allowed yet just because I was alone. She wanted to keep talking, but I cut her off and said that she had no right to try to give me the talk, and she wasn't my parent in any form to try to parent me or give me unsolicited advice. She said she was just trying to help me, but I said she better not, and any concern she had, she could talk it to my real parents, and if they see it fit, they will talk to me. But just because she was dating them both didn't make her mommy too, and I went to my room. This morning, while my dad drove me to school, he said Madison talked to both of them and my mom decided she overstepped. But that he agreed with her and he would appreciate a heads up when my boyfriend and I are alone, and that if it was okay for me, I could apologize. But I said I didn't feel like it, and he said he was disappointed. ETA. My mom just arrived. My dad was already here. I'll be talking to them in a minute and then I'll update. Thank you guys for all the support. Update. I talked to my parents. They're having a private discussion with Madison right now, so I came to Starbucks with my BF. He's reading the responses right now. My mom said she'll call me to come home and we all can talk. But right now she doesn't want me in the middle of the mess. So we're waiting for them. I'll give everyone an update at night, I suppose, when I finally talk to them again. NTA, your parents decided to be polyamorous. You didn't decide to be polyparented. NTA, tell your mom what your dad said. And tell both of them they need to get on the same page about exactly what role Madison is supposed to play in your life before she tries disciplining you again. Because it's not fair to you to be getting mixed messages like this. Not to mention that it gives you way too much of a window on the prospect of trouble in paradise. Or better yet, they need to realize the fact this has become a point of contention means they need to take several steps back and possibly call in a family counselor. Because you should not be the one having to point out that you didn't ask to have this woman in. All the dynamics of their relationship that come with her dropped in your lap. Let alone be forced into a position where you have to try and sort it out for them to even this extent. You should tell your mom that your dad said that to you. You don't need to give a heads up that you're hanging out with your boyfriend in the living room. You can tell that she's in her 20s from the way she acts. She doesn't have any understanding that you're not age 3. NTA. This feels like a disaster waiting to happen if your dad and Madison don't get it through their heads now that she does not occupy a parental position for you. She is only 11 years older than you, for goodness sake. Maybe you could have a long talk with your mom about this and say you want it made clear? I mean, now it's being with a boy in the kitchen. Next it's graduations, weddings, and wanting to be called grandma. NTA. But I would be talking to your mom. Your father is more than likely overstepping some boundaries they have in place with the primary partner. Your mother. Your mother has put her boundaries in place and they're both breaking it. NTA. Don't apologize. If your parents understand she overstepped, why are they making you apologize? Why are they coddling her, a nearly 30-year-old woman, but forcing their teenage daughter to step up and be the bigger person? Total BS. She needs to apologize to you. NTA. This reeks of Madison wanting to play some cool mom, big sister role in your life. And she has absolutely no right to that just because she's in a relationship with your parents. Your boundaries with your relationship with Madison are very reasonable. She's not your mom. She didn't raise you. NTA. Your parents may be poly, but they are your parents, not her. She doesn't get to have that type of say over you. That being said, you need to have a full conversation with both your parents together. Explain that while you have no problem with their relationship, if that's true, that you don't see her as a parent, and you would appreciate it that they continue their parenting alone. Unless it's something like life-threatening, there is no reason for her to parent you, especially at your age, nearly an adult. You have had your entire childhood being parented by them, and they are biologically your parents. I do think you need to explain about how your dad is undermining your mom. Maybe in a private conversation. Communication is key, especially in poly relationships. As far as an apology, I don't think you owe her one. NTA. Your parents are putting you in a bad position by not working out an agreement between each other about the partner's parenting role. I can understand why it would be difficult for you to accept her as a parent in this situation. NTA. You sound more mature than everyone. Hope you get into a great school and get to move out and not deal with their drama. NTA. Just cause your parents are involved in a poly relationship doesn't mean you are. It's super gross of her to intrude like that and try to discipline you. NTA. Not okay for you to be with your BF at 16, but 9 years later it's okay to move in with a whole ass couple and start trying to tell their hardly younger than you kid what to do. LMAO. GTFO. NTA. She isn't your parent and she overstepped. It's not like you were in your room. You were in a common area visible. NTA. But it looks like your dad prefers Madison to your mom. He should not be going behind your mom's back and telling you what he thinks Madison should be allowed to do. Your mom has agreed with you that no, Madison is not your parent. So that should be the end of it. Definitely tell your mom about his behavior. NTA. Even if this was a traditional family member like an aunt, they'd have no business being a 27-yo telling a 16-yo what is and isn't okay like they run the household. NTA. She's not your parent. She's not even technically a step-parent. I don't personally think it's a weird age gap, but does she really expect you to view her as a parental figure? She was 11 years old when you were born. It's be one thing to try to share concerns, but acting like she has some authority is ridiculous. What next? She wants input on when you should get a job or what college you should apply to. Heck no. Also, How can your dad expect you to respect her authority when his own wife doesn't? Lol. Parenting should be 2 yes, 1 no. If your mom thinks she overstepped, that should be the end of it. NTA. If your parents think you are old enough to understand why Madison is in your lives and living with y'all, they need to understand you are old enough to set boundaries with their side piece. And that she overstepped. She needs to apologize and mind her damn business. Also, is anyone mildly suspicious of this poly agreement? I know it happens in some cases, but it's just weird to me that the dad is all gung-ho for the third wheel to be parental figure and should be able to discipline op. NTA. She's not your parent. She's their partner. You were very reasonable in your response. Your dad needs to do a better job at focusing on being a parent and husband, not making his other partner happy. That's their business, and he sneakily put you in the middle. He should be supporting your other parent, not changing his mind now Madison has decided she wants to be strict with his child. It's bad enough that they moved her into the house, but now trying to make you treat her as an authority. Bad move from your dad. NTA. And honestly, it sounds like time for a family. And I do mean only actually related family meeting. You, mom, and dad all in THR same space to make a few things clear. You are old enough to not just have an opinion, but to have that opinion explicitly respected. You clearly understand the idea of house rules, since you acknowledge there are things you aren't allowed to do. So really it shouldn't be a problem to request everyone simply get on the same page. Parent's partner can be looped in later, as she is not a parent. Even if she were a legal stepmom or otherwise just decreed as such, you are still old enough to where you shouldn't actually need too much parenting. NTA. Bringing a third partner into a household with a child is a bit much. Emo. I am sorry you have to deal with this. I respect your need to draw boundaries with her.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.